What is the fastest way to calm a man down when he's angry? Probably varies from man to man, but when I get angry, which is extremely rare, the best thing to do is walk away and take a break. After even just a few minutes, most of the anger will have passed and I'm ready to talk it out. Like to push for the last thing here. So that is not forgotten. Talk it out. My ex-wife used to follow me yelling. That was super helpful for me. /S. I have a screaming tree I visited, it gets too bad. About 3 miles from the nearest habitation. My brother-in-law says if the wind is right, he can hear me and warns everyone to leave me alone. One trick I learned when I was a teen managing at McDonald's. One of my managers there taught me that if you have a loud angry customer, start out with your voice just a bit softer than theirs. As you talk, lower the volume of your voice more and more. They will tend to lower their volume to match you and tend to calm down as the volume drops. The other side of the equation is that if you are angry with someone, the same trick can be used. It makes you sound the calmer of the two sides in an argument, and can seriously freak out someone if you are the one who is pissed and sound calmer than them. McDonald's taught me all my de-escalation techniques. Honestly, no joke, it's a crash course in the human condition. Speak more softly, higher frequency of tone, smile even when you hate them, offer to help and ask them to describe what a solution looks like, tell them you want them to be happy, even if you don't. When you get out into office work and real jobs and realize those people are just as horrible as McDonald's customers, you're disappointed, but at least you have some tools. Smiley face. I used something like this but with a shop owner/neighbor. I live in an apartment above a shop and I was doing some cleaning. I was cleaning the bath and next thing I heard my broken intercom replaced with a doorbell go crazy. So I headed down to see who it was. I headed downstairs, opened the door, and this lady was like, "Who lives up there?" "I do, you flooded my shop." "I did?" "I'm very sorry, come here and look at this." Shows me the inside of the shop with buckets and towels on the floor. "I'll have to close early because I can't work like this." I think she expected me to argue back, but I apologized, told her I was cleaning the bath and some water might have gone through some cracks, so my fiancé headed to this place where our landlord is to report this, but since we had a maintenance guy working on something else outside our apartment, I asked him if he could spare a minute or two to seal up some cracks in our bathroom as it's flooding the shops below us, and since he knows us, because he was fixing some stairs that were close to collapsing. In the scorching heat, and only I was considerate enough to come out and give him a drink, he stopped what he was doing and helped us out. We've had 2 terrible shop neighbors, but now we have 2 legendary shop/neighbors who are a boba tea shop. They give us neighbors discount and they've been great looking out for me since my injury. They made sure I made it down some stairs safely, and one time I was waiting to be picked up to go to my PT appointment, but they were running late, so I took shelter in their shop and they offered me a seat in the back to rest and gave me a free boba while I waited. I used to work at a high-end department store. More specifically, for a skincare brand. There was a shaving cream we sold and it was always sold out because people loved it. There was this one particular man who always came in literally screaming because we were out of stock. He always came in on a day I wasn't working. Finally, he came in and my co-workers pointed him out to me. I greeted him at the door and in the most calm voice I asked him if he was here to look for the shaving cream. He said yes, and I replied with, "I am the counter manager of this brand. I have heard multiple times from different people you come in and scream at them because we don't have your shaving cream. That won't be tolerated. We are out of stock of it and I don't know when it will be in. I also was informed we gave you multiple options on how you could get it when it comes in, since it doesn't last long, but you didn't want to provide any information." His face was priceless. He was totally embarrassed. He got called out about his behavior. We never saw him again. TFW McDonald's provides better de-escalation training than the average US police department. They taught that technique to me as well when I was Walmart management. It's really weird that an actual de-escalation trick that works, I have seen almost no cops use in a situation that needs it. They almost always go in the opposite direction and make the situation worse. Being an active listener in addition to this tech works too. You repeat whatever the person said so they know you are listening, then you empathize, then you try to resolve the situation peacefully. I'm generally a quiet person, so whenever I get into an argument, it usually ends up just making the other person feel bad. Had this issue with people just not giving me space to calm myself down. Moreover, they would aggravate me by not giving me space. I understand, you want to help. But as you consider someone helping you when you are angry. I don't work like that. I just want to be alone. Something of this kind happened a long time ago while I worked for a certain organization. Apparently, the man in question is going through a rough time in his marriage, and I guess he has emotional and mental stress then. He came and requested for a certain fragrance and I attended to him, just to come back sometime later, just to accuse me of him the wrong item, and before I can say anything, he started shouting. My manager came out and without proper inquiry slapped me in his presence and ordered me to get out of his sight. That shocked the man and calmed him immediately. He settled with him and he left. As soon as he left, my manager ran to me and seriously apologized. He never intended to, but the man is one of their potential customer and he had to do something. The next day, the man himself came back with gifts for me, stating he went too far, and that was when he explained everything and apologized for his actions. Now what do you think, and what would you do if you were me at that time? This. My ex had a hard time respecting this, and it was a quality of mine she particularly hated. Regardless of what I am angry about, could be work, our relationship, etc., all I need is some time and space alone, walking away, going into another room, walking around the block, to deflate and return to a normal homeostatic state to talk things out. It's so frustrating to me because this is what I do, but then people get mad at me for doing this. They think it's some big power move and I'm taking control of the argument to have it on my terms. Couldn't possibly be that I'm trying to escape the situation before I say or do something I deeply regret. What astonishes me is how many people do not at all understand this. Instead, they prefer to keep you in whatever situation has upset you. I am neurodivergent and I get angry frequently. I hate it about myself. However, I walk away because I don't want to hurt people I love. If you chase me, the anger persists and escalates. If there's someone in your life who gets angry and does you the courtesy of leaving the room, please let them be and calm down so that you can resume the conversation. It still boggles my mind how long my ex would stay angry when we had a fight or disagreement. Give me 20 minutes to cool off afterwards and I was fine and ready to make up. She'd stew for days. Exactly this. When I'm angry, I know I don't think straight. I try to stay as objective as possible during arguments and disagreements, but if I can feel myself getting heated, I'm going to point blank say that I need to walk away until I calm down and the conversation can continue after. Nothing productive comes out of hurtful words or actions, and continuing an argument while past the point of no return is only going to guarantee that. Sit on his face.